Now, based on what Reuters is saying, Iran's Tasnim news agency has confirmed that these missiles were launched, and they've called the Operation Annunciation of Victory launched against U.S. bases in Iraq and Qatar. So Iran is confirming that those ballistic missiles were launched against U.S. bases in both Qatar and Iraq. And the images you're looking at right now are of the over the skies of Qatar, where it appears that those air defences are swinging into action, doing what these interceptors are meant to do. And it does appear that the United States was fully aware and prepared for these missiles. And the Iranians have now confirmed that this missile operation, which they're calling Annunciation of Victory, was launched against U.S. bases in Iraq and Qatar. Now, we have to say, and I was just speaking to the former commander of CENTCOM, that even though the United States was fully ready and prepared, and they do have the equipment and the hardware to deal with these kinds of missiles, there could still be room for error. And Donald Trump has made it clear that he does not want to see American body bags returning to the United States. So this is now a very risky move that Iran has made, although sources that I've been speaking to have said that through back-channel conversations, there has been an agreement met between the two sides, and this is a symbolic move. But these things can always lead to miscalculation and escalation. We're just looking at more of these images of the missiles that are being launched over the skies of Qatar. And Iran's Tasnim news agency says that missile operation called Annunciation of Victory has been launched against U.S. bases in Qatar and in Iraq. Now, as I said, a number of countries in the region are on high alert. Bahrain has urged its citizens and residents to use main roads only when necessary in light of recent developments and regional security condition. That's according to the Interior Ministry of Bahrain. And we also understand the White House and the Department of Defense are aware, and they say they're closely monitoring the potential threats to Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar. But you were just looking at those images of those missiles being launched over the skies of Qatar. Let's bring in our Mark Stone, who's watching these developments. And Mark, we understand the White House, the Department of Defense are fully aware, and they're closely monitoring these strikes that have been launched against U.S. bases in both Qatar and Iraq.
Not only that, we understand now from White House officials that the Defense Secretary and the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs are in the Situation Room, presumably with the President himself. There was due to be a meeting of the National Security Council in the Situation Room. Now it's just gone 1 p.m. here in Washington, D.C. So I imagine not only are they looking at similar images to the ones we're seeing here from the early evening skies above Doha, but they will have a much clearer sense of the impact, if any, at the Al Udeid Air Base, which is just to the southwest of the Qatari capital, Doha. It's about a 20-minute, 30-minute drive to the southwest of the city itself. It is a massive US air base. And it is home not only to American troops, but to troops from a broad alliance of different countries. And of course, Qatari troops are based there as well. So the question, as you've been outlining, is the extent to which any of these missiles may have got through, and if they have, what damage they have caused. This is a moment of high jeopardy, because if those missiles do get through, if they cause death or injury to Americans or other Western troops, then that is precisely how this conflict changes, morphs yet again. Mission creep comes from miscalculation and unforeseen consequences. So a very dangerous moment right now, and it's not just in Doha, but we understand. Well, certainly there are reports of US air bases being targeted in Iraq as well. There is a large US air base just to the south of Baghdad. It's called Al-Assad. And interestingly, it is the same base that was attacked 6 years ago, back in 2020, after Donald Trump assassinated Qasem Soleimani, the commander of the Quds Force of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, the most senior Iranian general. He was assassinated by Donald Trump. Everyone held their breath, waiting to see what would happen. The Iranians chose almost a token response. They needed to be seen to respond then, and so they did, but they did not kill any Americans. What will happen this time? Is it the case, as your sources are suggesting, that this is somehow coordinated? The Iranians won't get to lose face, but nobody is killed, and therefore the conflict doesn't spiral again? Or will there be a miscalculation? We will see in I guess maybe even the minutes ahead.